Hello everybody and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. We've got the middle game of the Arizona series on tap for you today. Now we won yesterday pretty easily. So we'll see if this is going to be more like the first Washington series or the second one here today. Looks like we've got the roof open here in Phoenix today. So I've never actually been to Phoenix, but from what I hear, I don't really know why they ever open the roof, because it seems like it would always be too hot there to play any other way but a domed stadium, but maybe that's just what I've been told. Bergman taking the mound for the Diamondbacks. You can see his numbers not too great. So on paper, you would like our chances today, but, you know, in the whole any given Sunday thing, you never know. We do start off this game with a ball to Kester. Make it 2-0. Does get a changeup over for strike one. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Marvin now at the plate, batting left-handed. Average down to 158 at the moment. All right, when he looked like he might finally get it up over that 200 mark, he's nosedived again. 2-0 count here. Looks at a curveball for strike one. Looks at, I guess, the changeup, but 2-2, all the same. Let it go by. And that curveball too high. Full count, one out. Pitch on the way, and it's a fastball down the middle. Marvin declines to swing at any of those pitches, and he'll go back to the bench where he probably honestly belongs. I just keep him in the game because anybody who's played Power Pros, they would expect a Marvin. But Miyake had clearly, over the end of last season and the start of this season, has been a better hitter. Chief at the plate now. 2 outs, has a 2-1 count, make it 3-1. Chief hitting .414, so he has definitely not been a problem. But takes that pitch for a full count. Smacks that one, but it does curve foul down the right field line. And he looks at strike three. What a disappointing first inning. 3 strikeouts. Was only the first inning, though. We move to the bottom of the first. And you'll see we have Gil going for us today. I've written this before. I don't remember if I've said it on one of these broadcasts or not. So Orlando Hudson starts us off. But if you've played Success Mode, you know that Gil and Chief are brothers, and they only find out, or at least he only finds out, you know, Chief being your main playable character, about halfway through it. As Hudson puts this one into left, that's going to roll all the way to the corner. Looks like for a double. Frank gets it in pretty well, but not in time. Anyway, in the game, Gil will take on whatever skin tone you select for Chief, which I meant to do when I did it, but clearly I misremembered when I was putting this team together. But in the story, they say that Gil and Chief's dad wasn't in the picture because of some huge debt that Chief's mom couldn't live with. But I don't buy that story. I think they're half brothers, which I think that's all but said. Because if they had the same mom, you would think the Chief would at least be aware of Gil. So what I think happened is that, as we do get out of that inning without a score, but what I think happened is Chief and Gil's dad, who I don't think Is his name Duke in there? See, obviously I should have done this research before I started on this story. I think his name is Duke. I think he is married to Gil's mom, and he had an affair with Chief's mom, which obviously produced Chief. And I think then, when that whole situation played itself out, Chief's mom cut off contact, just made up a nicer story to tell her illegitimate son what happened and why he didn't have a dad and all this. And it also explained why Chief had no idea about Gil, because we don't even know if Chief's mom knew about Gil in that situation. So in my mind, that also, not that families of any race can have different skin tones in their family, but might also go further to explaining why on this team, Chief is quite a bit darker than Gil. And also why they are presumably so close in age. I remember my wife telling a story about she works in HR and was processing some benefits paperwork for one of her employees, and he was covering two kids that were born on the same day, and she thought maybe he'd made a mistake and either wrote the wrong birthday in one or maybe wrote a wrong birth year on one. And so she talked to him about it and found out that no, he really did have two kids born on the same day between two different moms because of an affair, and he was going back and forth between delivery rooms watching these two kids being born, which must have been just a terrible situation all around. So anyway, enough of all that. We'll go back into the game now. We're already into the bottom of the second. Nobody has scored. Chris Jackson is at the plate. He apparently has taken that starting role from Golf. I assume Golf just not hitting consistently enough would be my guess. Grounds to third. Chief picks it up and gets it over for the first out of the bottom of the second. Stephen Drew will take the plate now. He also is going to ground to Chief, and he will put it away for out number 2. Chris Snyder now at the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs. He looks at a sinker for a ball. Another sinker for a ball. Gil apparently having a little bit of trouble with that pitch today. Does get that fastball over for a strike. And that fastball low, but still called a strike. Grounds that one back to Gil. He picks it up and gets out of the second inning clean. So we've played 2 innings, 1 hit apiece, but no runs for anybody. And Joey will lead things off here in the third. He looks at strike 1. That curveball too far inside. Missed Joey's average, but he's easily having the best offensive season of his career so far. Looks like 345. If you remember back, if you've been watching this long, back to the first season, I wondered if Joey was ever going to hit over 200, but he was such a good shortstop, I didn't really care. That's why he's down low in the order. But last couple of years, he's really locked down a spot. He made an argument to move up. He probably doesn't really have the power to do it, but I don't know. I feel like he just kind of owns that 8 spot, so that's where I keep him. Gil takes his turn at the plate. He grounds to short for out number 2. Joey struck out swinging, if you didn't see that. I think I was still talking. Apparently more in a storytelling mode today. Kester will take the plate. He lines to second. O-Dog gets that, and that will end the top of the third. Still no score. 8-9-1 coming up for Arizona here in the bottom of the third. Justin Upton will lead us off here. That, again, sinker not in there for a strike. He's having trouble locating that pitch today. Not so much the fastball. That's been working. Goes back to the sinker. Gets a swing and a miss on it that time. I think it would have been a strike regardless. Throws a curveball, and that gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. Jason Bergman, the pitcher, now at the plate. got a 188 average. For a pitcher, that's probably respectable. Grounds this one. Gill fields it himself. I thought it might get over his head, but he was able to grab it, get it over for out number 2. Orlando Hudson at the plate. He started off the game with a double. That's been the only hit for Arizona today so far. Now, we've only had one hit, but I was busy talking about my theory on Power Pro, so I didn't see who actually hit it. O-Dog goes down looking. So mark that backwards K in your scorebook, and we'll move to the 4th inning. Still scoreless. Marvin will lead things off for the Squirrels here in the 4th. He looks at a fastball right down the middle. It's far too early on a curveball, 0-2. So I don't know why my dog is barking in the background. I'm assuming that's coming through. Marvin grounds to first. Jackson picks it up and steps on the bag for out number 1. Chief at the plate. He looks at a ball high. Another high ball. 2-0 the count. Hits that one to center. Caicedo takes a few steps in and puts it away for out number 2. See, Terry apparently struck out swinging his first time up. Maybe better I didn't actually pay attention to see that, because Bergman definitely didn't have the kind of numbers to expect this kind of game out of him so far. But we are in the 2nd time through the order. Maybe we'll come to life here in the next inning or 2. 2-2 the count on Terry. He's our home run leader with 3. Oh, iffy call on that changeup. I'm with Terry. I think that was ball 4, but Bergman gets the call, and that ends the top of the 4th. Caicedo will lead things off for the Diamondbacks in the bottom half of the inning. He struck out swinging last time up. You might also remember in a success mode, if you've played it, that Gill in that one has a kind of real anime, kind of crazy hairstyle. That was not a choice when you go to create a player. So I'm just assuming that when he got to the bigs, he stopped wearing that ponytail and just let it hang down long. So I made his hair as long as I could. He does always have very pale blonde hair, no matter what his skin tone is. So I did preserve that. He's pitching to Chad Tracy at the moment. Has a 1-2 count on him. That fastball just a bit outside. 2-2. Gets him to swing and miss at that fastball for out number 2. Luke Scott at the plate. So it sounds like a country artist. Is there somebody Scott country artist? I don't know. I don't listen to country. It makes me nauseous. Has a 1-2 count here. Swing and a miss on a curveball. That will end the 4th inning. Still waiting for a score. We move to the 5th inning. Frank will lead things off for the Squirrels in the 5th. And by his condition mark, he's feeling pretty good about himself. And accordingly, he has a double for our only hit of the game so far. And that fastball too far outside. Still too far outside. 2-0 the count. Frank swings and misses. It was a good pitch to hit, but he was just behind it. Does get a hold of that one, and it will get down for a hit. I thought it might stay up for Scott to catch it out there and left, but it is down for a single. That'll bring Tom to the plate. He struck out his first time up, but he has been hot lately and timely lately. Very clutch. 2-0 count here. Has a 3-0 count. Bergman getting a little wild. Puts that one right down the middle. Tom gets a bit of a charge into it, but it curves too far left for a foul ball. Hits another hard one, but right at Drew, who grabs it for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring Zach to the plate. He had a little trouble getting his season going, but he's been good lately. He's got his average pumped up to 258. So he's done what I expected Marvin to do, but Marvin has not been able to so far. Zach with the 1-2 count here. Gets a hold of that one. That will get the hole through the hole on the left side. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Joey. Looks at strike one on a lower pitch. Similar pitch, but only doesn't get the call that time. I think my dog just saw a rabbit in the backyard, so it might get a little chaotic here. Joey swings and misses for strike 3. 2 down for Gil to see if he can get the inning alive and maybe get the first run of the game in. Usually our best hitting pitcher, but only hitting .083 this year. And we have a... Yeah, they call that an error. They could have ruled it a hit, but they do rule it an error. Loads the bases for Kester. Drew kind of made a jumping dive and knocked the ball down, but wasn't able to catch it. So the inning continues. Nobody scored yet, though. 1-1 count. Kester grounds to Drew. He picks that one up, no problem. Gets it over for the last out of the top of the 5th. We're halfway through. Still no score. I think I'm going to have to let my dog out if you have any chance of not hearing her. So my apologies. You're going to have to go without me here for just a moment. Okay, sorry about that, people. Looks like the inning's gone okay without me. Got 2 outs and nobody on. No runs on the board, so I assume it went smoothly. Apparently a cat had gotten into our backyard, so that's why my dog was freaking out. Cat safely hopped up on the fence before I let the dog in the backyard, so I don't think anybody's going to get harmed, but it should be a little more quiet now in the background here. Anyway, we move to the top of the 6th. Marvin is going to lead things off, and he takes a big cut and comes up empty on the first pitch. Lets that fastball go for ball 1. Swings and misses strike 2. Swings and misses strike 3. Marvin's struggles continue. That'll bring up Chief. Nobody on, 1 out. He smacks that into left field. It does get down for a hit. I thought, off the bat, I thought it'd be a little more in the gap. Maybe for a double even, but settles for a single. 1 on, 1 out for Terry. And he's got a 2-0 count. Bergman's probably going to have to come to him. Though not yet. 3-0 the count. And, I thought that was ball 4, but Bergman gets the call. Terry probably felt like he was forced to swing at that one and lines it out to Hudson. It's 2 down now. Frank at the plate, though. He's had a double and a single today. Pops that one up, though. Bergman's going to field it himself. I think he took 1 step off of the rubber. So we'll move to the bottom of the 6th. We've got a few more hits now, but no runs to show for it. 8-9-1 coming up for the Diamondbacks. Justin Upton leading off for Arizona. He looks at strike 1 on a fastball. Hits that curveball, and that's going to get through the right side for a hit. That'll bring Bergman to the plate. Apparently he's going to stay in the game, and frankly, why not? Showing bunt after strike 1. And it looks like he's going to get that down. Terry picks it up and tags out the pitcher. That allows Upton to get to second, so a successful sacrifice for Arizona. Runner on second. 1 down, Orlando Hudson at the plate, and he has a 1-1 count. He's watched both pitches so far. Takes a curveball for a strike 2. Swings and misses at another curveball, strike 3. Big strikeout for Gil. Now he has to deal with Caicedo. That fastball a little off the corner. Gets the call on that sinker. 1-1 the count. Goes back to the sinker. It's going to be fouled off down the right-hand side bleachers. Or seats. There are probably not many bleachers in Bank One Ballpark or Chase Field, whatever it is in this iteration. Grounds that one up the middle. Kester's able to range over, grab it, and get it over for the last out of the inning. 2/3 of the way through, nobody scored yet. Tom is going to lead off things in the 7th. Unless we score, I think we might leave Gil in the game. Bregman's out there for the 7th, and he has an 0-2 count on Tom. Tom gets that one through the middle on a little bit of a lazy line drive, but out of anybody's reach for a single. That'll bring Zach up to the plate, and he looks at strike 1 on an inside changeup. Swings on that one. Actually, Hudson made a great play on that. That was almost a double play. Thought that was going to be the same kind of hit as Tom, but Hudson able to grab that one. So now 1 out, 1 on. And now they're going to make this tough on me and make me decide if I want a pinch hitter or not. I'm kind of leaning towards it now, especially. Although might not have to worry. Joey grounds. Yep, they get the double play. Grounds to short. Gets it to Hudson at second, and he gets it over onto first for the double play. Stretch time in the desert. Be back in a moment. Okay, we are going to go ahead and leave Gil out there. And he's dealing with Chad Tracy to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Gets him into an 0-2 count in a hurry. Fouls that one off. We'll do it again. Puts that one up the middle, but Joey able to grab it and get it over for out number 1. Luke Scott now to bat. And he takes strike 1. And that fastball low and outside. 1-1 the count. Scott's going to get that one. This is going to get through for a hit. So single for Scott. That'll bring up Chris Jackson. 1 on, 1 out. He takes strike 1 on an outside corner fastball. Swings and misses at a bit of a wild slider. Then he grounds that one up the middle. Gil knocks it down, gets it to second for the first out. Kester not quick enough to make the double play, but we do get the lead runner, and they're going to pinch hit. Chris Burke is going to come in to run. There's 2 outs. Stephen Drew at the plate. And he's got an 0-2 count. And that pitch too low, probably inside as well. Swings and misses on a sinker, and he gets out of the 7th inning. So the Diamondbacks pinch run, but do nothing with that runner. We're going to go into the 8th inning, still scoreless. Gil's spot is going to lead off. We are going to go for the substitute hitter. Golf does come into play first now. We're going to go... Let's put Miyake in here, even though that's kind of rooting for a 1-2-3 inning. But Miyake hasn't been used as much, and he's got the numbers. If you see that 313 average, he probably deserves to be in more. So we're going to give him a shot here. And Bergman still in there for the 8th inning. Starts Miyake off with a swing and a miss. That fastball off the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, way behind that fastball, strike 3. That'll bring Kester to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. And right as I was about to say, he's been struggling a bit at the plate. He dumps one into right for a hit. So that'll bring up Marvin, who I can say, even if he does get a hit, has been struggling this year. He takes strike 1. Bergman starting to tire. Kester takes off, and he's going to make it. Stolen base, so runner now in scoring position with only 1 out. And that curveball in the dirt, 1-2. Swing and a miss out of Marvin, so make that 2 outs, but Chief coming up, so there's a bright spot here. Oh, gets the call on that changeup. Looked high to me, but 0-1 the count. That fastball clearly wild, 1-1. Bergman's getting some calls here I'm not liking. Chief gets it through the hole on the left side. Kester's coming on home, and he is going to make it. Chief goes to second on the throw home. So it's finally Squirrels 1, Diamondbacks 0. And we're going to have a runner on second, 2 down. Terry up to bat, and the Diamondbacks are going to put in Ortiz to pitch. And this is in case you're curious about how this game works, anybody that's G whatever is a computer-generated AAA player, and typically they have a 3-digit jersey number, which this guy does. Terry swings at the first pitch, grounds it to shortstop. He picks it up and gets it over to end the top of the 8th, but not before the Squirrels get on the board. So we're going to turn things over to Hermida to try to do his setup thing. Looks like he and Shibuya are nice and rested up now after getting a lot of use. Yeah, we'll let Miyake play first. Why not? All right, Chris Snyder is going to lead off things for Arizona in the 8th. And he looks at that big curveball for a strike. So if you're new to this team, Hermida only has 2 pitches with big slow curve and usually a sharp fast fastball in the 90s. So Snyder gets a hit into right, and he's going to be pinch run for by Brian Bixler. Apparently Hermida's feeling that curveball today. Has a 1-1 count on Justin Upton. Nobody out. And that's going to be just foul. Make it 1-2. Goes back to the curve. It's in the dirt. 2-2. Upton able to lay off. Make it full count. Goes back to the fastball, and Upton puts it up the middle for a single. So now runners on first and second. Pitcher spot up. Diamondbacks do pinch hit for Denham. Notice he has a gray bar. That means he was a computer-generated draft pick. Who knows what year, but oof. That fastball didn't come out right, but able to work as a changeup. Has Denham at 0-2. And strike 3. Watches a fastball for strike 3. Apparently Hermida either didn't respect Denham or decided that curveball wasn't working. Does throw it to Hudson there, and he fouls it off. Make it 0-2. Now he's all curveballs to Hudson. So maybe just how he decided to mix things up by not mixing them up. Finally goes to a fastball with Hudson and does blow it by him for strike 3. So 2 down now. Caicedo at the plate. Hermida trying to work around 2 back-to-back leadoff hits. And has Caicedo at an 0-2 count. Swings and misses at that curveball. Hermida gets out of the inning. So we'll move into the top of the 9th. Indianapolis 1, Arizona 0. And Frank will lead things off for the Squirrels. Chad Qualls is going to come in to pitch. Denham stays in to catch. So I forget now who Bixler came in to run for. Actually, he did come in to run for the catcher, Snyder, I think. So works like a double switch. Frank lifts this one into left. Scott gets over and makes the play. That'll bring Tom to the plate with 1 out. He's going to ground that to third. Tracy gets that over. Not the greatest throw, but it works out. Golf takes it and tags out Tom. That brings Zach to the plate with 2 outs, and he takes strike 1. Takes strike 2. And then grounds that one to Drew at shortstop. He also makes a iffy throw, but again, works out. Not sure if, I think they said Golf tagged the runner out, but he might have stepped on the base. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's Shibuya time. And Zach made that last out. We'll bring Sweeney in to actually play first. Wait, I did that wrong. Sweeney's going to play first. Here we go. And Shibuya somewhere. Here we go. He's going to come in the game. And let's flip this here. Miyake can play right. He's naturally a center fielder. I think he'll be able to handle right field. So Shibuya has not blown a save yet this year, which probably means it's about to happen. Though he did finally give up some runs in the last few games. Still only at a half-run ERA. Has a 1-1 count on Chad Tracy here in the bottom of the 9th. Make that 2-1 after that breaking ball misses. Swings and misses at the changeup. 2-2. Gets the call on an outside fastball. Strike 3. Luke Scott at the plate now. He singled his last time up. Looks at ball 1. Gets the call on that breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Swings and misses. 1-2. Fouls that one off down the first base line. Swings and misses. Strike 3. So Golf now at the plate. He came in after the pinch runner. He came in to play defense. Now making his first at-bat of the day. Swings and misses. Grounds that one back to Shibuya. He misses it. Kester picks it up. Gets it over to first. And that is the ball game. Your final score today. Indianapolis Squirrels 1. Arizona Diamondbacks 0. Definite pitchers duel today. I think there's only a couple swings that really made a huge difference in the game. When Kester got on base, stole second, and then Chief drove him in. Everything else was just fluff. Alright, so Chief and Shibuya, you're co-players of the game, and I've got no problem with that. So, see how many saves here. I think 19 saves for Shibuya, they just said. So thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we're back here tomorrow for the series finale against Arizona. We'll see you then.